So our last case here, fire and guns, is another scenario where students writing or drawing things in class of
I'm gonna
concern.
come around and pick up today's assignment. Let's see.
What are you doing? That's not today's assignment.
So what I'm gonna do to you if you don't leave me alone.
The teacher notices this and confronts him and says, "What are you doing here?" And he says, in a really concerning turn and twist of events, "It's what I'm going to do to you if you don't leave me alone." That bravado from the student, if we leave the writing aside or the drawing aside for a moment, one of the things that concerns me in this case is we have a student who seems unfazed by a teacher confronting him for his behavior, and in fact doubles down, like, "I'm going to do what I want, teach." Like that. That's something like out of Welcome Back, Cotter. Am I dating myself here a little bit? Perhaps. That's a different behavior from that really feels incongruent for someone this student's age. Most students would try to hide that, try to disguise it. So what I worry about here is this bravado, and I'd want to understand: is there a context to this? Is this normally where this student behaves? Are there mental illness issues here that are contributing to this? Parental issues around like a divorce or a separation? I'd really want to get into the context of what else is going on with this student. The drawing itself is fairly exacting. Colors there, I can't help but see the fire as flaming tacos. I don't know if you've had the same issue there, but that's my issue. As I look at the fire that's growing, the idea that I hate school, and he's shooting, it looks like another student. So the anger here is not necessarily directed at the teacher, but perhaps other students, which leads me to wonder if there might be some bullying behavior going on here. Documentation and having a clear and consistent process is really critical. We want to make sure that we're following this process as we move forward for all students who are doing this. There's very little question in my mind. This is not an assignment for a different class. This is something that they're creating that concerns me, often related to feelings, maybe a fantasy rehearsal of what they'd like to do. So I would have a lot of contextual follow-up questions for why the student's doing this, what's happened before in the past, and is there something externally that's leading to that uncommon bravado that's being shown to the teacher. In terms of moving this case forward, this is a case where we have something to hang our hat upon, a real clear nail in the wall to hang our hat. So when a student writes this and draws out a picture of him shooting other students, we have, I would argue, some authority here and some responsibility to conduct a more full threat assessment process. I don't want to suspend him out of hand, but I do want to be aware that the combination of their attitude towards the teacher upon confrontation and the content, at least the basic content of the drawing, are concerning enough to really dive into what else is going on with this student. If I were interviewing them, I might ask questions like, who is the person with the gun? Who is the person sitting in the chair? Was there someone or other people, specific people, that he was thinking of moving forward?